Hello everybody and welcome to One Player. Today on the table we're back in occupied France and we are the Maquis. The French liberation tasked this game with liberating the town and destroying the Nazi occupation. Now this was on my list of like must-have solo games, right? Like I put it on there like it's a just like an efficient, beautifully crafted, gorgeous looking worker placement game that is at the same time tiny and also massive. It can get incredibly difficult. You can make it very, very hard for yourself depending on the missions you choose and the amount of soldiers you add or subtract to the game, the amount of workers you're allowed to have. We're starting on kind of the tricky level, which, don't get me wrong, they are tricky. This difficulty level is not easy to pass. And so, yeah, let's just see how we go. The reason that I'm covering this on the channel, I should say, is because when I put it on the solo must-haves, I felt a bit guilty because it wasn't really available anywhere. I don't think you can really buy it that many places. I actually managed, I think this is actually a second-hand copy that I got on eBay, I seem to remember. However, on February 1st, set your alarms, and I'll leave a link in the description, because the second edition is coming to Kickstarter. There's going to be more missions. I don't know if they're going to upgrade any of the other components. I mean, not that they need it, they're already gorgeous, but as far as I know, for people who already have the game, you can get more missions, and for people who don't already have the game, well, you can get the game. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, go check it out. I fully recommend. Stamp of approval from the One Player YouTube channel. Now, obviously, this is not the second edition, so I don't know exactly what else is in it. But I figured I'd kind of show you some of the first edition playthrough, just to kind of whet your appetite for the Kickstarter. And yeah, let's see what everything looks like. I haven't got a sneak peek. I'm not an industry insider yet, but yeah, I mean, it's a game that I fully recommend checking out. So what are we doing? Well, we are moving our workers around here to achieve 2 missions per game. Now, the missions we have chosen at random are already up here, so I've got to liberate the town, and I've got to sabotage. We've got to sabotage this munitions factory on the outskirts of town. That means we literally have to get our workers up here to visit this card. And we've got to infiltrate the factory twice, and then return a third day to deliver some explosives. Okay, easy enough, you might think. And then this liberate the town. I've actually never played this mission before, so really all this is, it just says possess at least 3 weapons and 4 morale at the end of the game. Now, the end of the game will come on the 15th day, but I imagine, because there's no... If we get there, if we've already done this, if we completed this, and then we get to 3 weapons and 4 morale before the end of the game, I think we can just end it, because then we'll just be kind of playing turns against ourselves where we don't actually need to do anything. So it's kind of a weird one, but also kind of a nice one, because we can concentrate on this one first, and then get this one, I think, take care of this one, or just whenever else we're done. Now, as a quick disclosure, those of you who may have watched my live stream the other day found out that I do actually shoot these videos in my little basement area, and it also houses the boiler. So the boiler is currently on. Hopefully the sound isn't too bad. I apologize. I'm going to try and edit as much out in post-processing as possible. And if you're hearing this message, then I guess I thought it was okay, and I carried on recording. If it isn't, then you're not going to hear this message, because I'll just do it again later when the house is cold. Anyway, what we're going to do is move our workers around and place them on these various locations. Now, you'd be right to ask, well, how do we get weapons and how do we get ammunition? Or, sorry, how do we get weapons, how do we get morale, and how do we get explosives? Well, to get explosives, that's actually one of the most difficult things to get in the game, because we need to build a chemist. The chemist lab turns medicine into explosives, and to build a chemist, we have to turn one of these spare rooms into a chemist lab by giving them 2 money. So essentially it's like, we need to get 2 money, build the chemist lab, and then get some medicine, change medicine into explosives, and then come back and sabotage the munitions factory. In order to get weapons, that's slightly more simple. We can either request them via the radio and get us some airdrops, or we can pay money for them here at the fence, and someone will throw us over a nice pistol. We can get food, and we get food from the grocer, that makes sense. We get medicine from the doctor, that also kind of makes sense as well. And yeah, we can recruit more workers here at the cafe. We just got to give them a little bit of bread and wine, butter them up a little bit, and then bring them into our fold. So we start with 2. We can get a maximum of 4 workers on the tricky level. This guy is annexed and is not able to be a part of our band of merry resistance fighters, unfortunately. Yeah, so let's just go, I guess. We are going to take basically as many turns as we have workers, and then we're either going to take as many. The enemy is going to take either as many turns as we have workers, or whatever the larger number is on this morale track. So our morale starts at 6 here, and you'll see this little red number 3 means we're going to draw 3 patrolmen to come and try and basically cut us off from our safe house. I'll show you how this works. I'm going to stop talking. So, I mean, I do think that we should probably start by trying to get another worker. The more workers we have, the more easier it is. The easier, yes, okay, words. The easier it is to get our tasks completed, obviously. So I think if I send someone out to the grocer to pick up some bread and cheese, that seems like a good start. We then flip a patrol card, that's one of these here, and we go down the list. We go down the list and essentially place the patrolman. So if this grocer was at the top, he would not be able to land at the grocer, obviously, and he would go to the one second down. That's not the case here, and he's just going to go and sit on Radio B. So our little patrolman goes to sit on Radio B. Here's our enemy, and we, as such, we cannot visit there. We also want to avoid being cut off from our safe house. So, for example, if I'd have instead chose to go to the fence, but then, we ended up with some configuration like, I don't know, like this, where we weren't able to trace a route back to the safe house, then this worker would end up being arrested, and we would be in trouble. He would be taken out from the game for the entire game. So that can be pretty devastating, especially when you're only working with such small numbers. So we've got someone at the grocer. I mean, we could go to the black market. I guess we could go to the doctor too, but the chances of drawing a patrolman to sit on Pont l'Evêque scares me a little bit. I don't know if I want to take the risk right away, but I suppose if we're not taking the risk, then, maybe we don't have any way to win. So I suppose we've got to maybe just risk it for biscuit and see what happens. This guy's going to Radio A, and that is just fine. Again, so we don't stop here, unfortunately, so we only have 2 workers, but we do still draw 3 patrolmen, and just don't let it be... well, actually, no, there's no way he can block us out, so that's good. So he doesn't go to Radio B, because there's someone already sitting there. He does go to Rue Baradat, and that means we do have a way to get back from the safe house. Then we take all of our actions. We're not forced to take action, so if we don't want to do something, we don't have to just because we're on the space. But for us, collecting food from the grocer and medicine from the doctor seems actually like a pretty good shout. So we're going to do that. We're going to clean up our patrolmen. We go ahead by 1 day, and we are good to go. Every time we hit an orange day, then we lose morale. It's like the occupation kind of grinds us down a little bit, right? We start feeling a bit more depressed about things. And I think next turn, what I'm going to try and do is hire our 3rd worker. We've got some wine. We can get him a bribe. The patrol deck obviously doesn't refresh every turn. It just refreshes when we get all the way to the bottom. So you can kind of start to see where maybe the patrolmen are going to be, but it's very difficult to do. I don't have the memory system to handle it. But I mean, you can see that they're likely not going to go to Radio B right away because they've already pulled the 2 Radio B cards. But again, that doesn't mean that they can't block us off if we go to Radio B. So it's not really that helpful of information. Yes, so what I will do then is go to the cafe with one of my workers. Let's pull a patrolman and see where he's going to land. Pont l'Evêque. That's pretty bad for us because, again, it's blocking off immediately one of our only channels to get back to the safe house. So, if I was to kind of, wander off into the north side of town and someone else, a patrolman comes to the grocers, we're in a bit of bother. We don't really need to be anywhere, to be honest, but again, I always feel quite bad about, not making the most of my turns. I'm tempted to go to Radio B and, again, kind of risk it, but at the same time, again, I don't want him to be arrested and just to hire a worker to replace him. That doesn't really feel like a great idea. We could kind of stockpile some food in order to, if we trade in a food and a medicine at the poor district, we get morale, and morale can come in handy later on in the game. It's not going to be a massive issue now, but of course if we get down to 0 morale, then the game is over. So it is nice to be able to do that, should we need to. But of course, we need, let's think, we need money, and we need money for the chemist, we need medicine for the chemist, and we need 3 weapons, which again is either radio or money. So probably radio. We get it quicker, don't we? I think I'm going to wait until we get 3 workers, and then I'm going to start taking a few more risks, because again, like, if I'm going to find out that it definitely wouldn't have. Oh yeah, okay. So there we go. That's why I didn't do anything else, because if we pulled this card, if we'd have been up here somewhere, this guy would have gone to the grocer and totally and utterly messed us up. As it is, he goes to the poor district, and that's fine. So we're going to spend our food to hire another worker. Brilliant. And then we're going to get back a food from the grocer, so we are breaking even, I guess. Patrolmen go, the day goes, and nothing else happens. This soldier track happens if we end up killing one of the patrolmen, and we can kill them if we have weapons. Again, I'll kind of cover that if we ever get to it. Basically, it's a way to negate, say again, this like trapped situation. If I was standing here but happened to have a gun on me, then I can kill one of the patrolmen to avoid being arrested, but it then results in soldiers spawning rather than patrolmen, and soldiers are much harder to get past. Well, you can't shoot them. They're too good at shooting back, is the flavor text in the manual, which makes a lot of sense. So now we've got 3 workers, and that feels relatively doable. I do still need, I should say, money, and I do still need to be here, of course. I need to get to this factory in order to sabotage it. So I need to go there twice and then drop off explosives. They've definitely got 1 more grocer card. We can always look through this discard pile, by the way. They've got 1 more Pont Levesque, and they've got 1 more grocer. So there are still opportunities for them to block us off on this turn. So I mean, it might make sense for me to kind of make this like little human chain where I like kind of chain myself, you know, like kind of a little like, what's it called, like a little link of people. But again, that's going to kind of be wasting a few of my resources. Again, I could kind of come this way too, and hope that they don't block me off there. So if I do like Pont Levesque and then head up to the factory, that might be a decent idea. Maybe I get someone on the radio and someone to the factory. It makes me a bit nervous, but let's just see. This is going to be a grocer, so that is, as predicted, a bit scary. We haven't pulled any doctor cards, have we? We haven't been to the doctor yet, and we've only got 3 cards left, so I'm thinking that probably at least one of them is a doctor. In which case, if I go to the radio A, it's gonna not be a good thing. So why don't I go here? No. Why don't I go here? And then my 3rd guy's gonna go here, and I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that they don't get somewhere in this direction, right? If they can go to the black market, okay. If they can go to Rue Baradat, that's okay as well, I guess. And we're going to send this guy up to the factory, and hopefully just don't be the poor district. It is Pont du Nord, and that is fine. Okay, lovely. Whew. This game is so nerve-wracking. It's quite strange how much it makes you feel nervous. But we are able to track ourselves all the way back. So this guy standing on the bridge, he's our lookout. He's safe. Fence guy can't do anything anyway because we don't have any money to pay for guns, but he's going to be able to trace his way back. And this guy has got a job in the factory undercover, and we place a little progress cube on that mission to let us know that we've completed 1/3 of it. Now, the day rolls over to day 3, and our morale goes down because we've hit an orange day. And let's clean these fellas up and see what we want to do next. I do need money, and I'm thinking that they've hit both the grocers, so I'm thinking I'm probably safe to come back this way. Although I think they have 1 black market card, and of course we're going to get shuffled anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter as much. I think the next one is a black market card, or it could be a doctor card. I cannot remember. I suppose the way to test it is just to go and look. So we'll place our guy on the black market. It's a fence card. Okay, so they don't have a doctor card. I could have sworn they did. Hold on. So we've got 2 fences. Let's just like really think about this, try to memorize it. 2 fences, 2 grosses, 2 Pont Leveques, 2 radio A's, and 2 radio B's. Fences, grosses, radio A, radio B. So they don't go to the black market unless there's someone else already on the board. Okay. Okay. 2 fences. Okay. I'm going to try and commit this to memory. Where do we go now? Well, we want to go to radio B, don't we? And then we'll see what they pull. And if they pull Pont Levesque, for example, then we'll stick our guy on the grosser. And I might think about trading for some money here, because then I'll be able to get 2 money, 1 from the radio. Because from the radio, I can get an airdrop. Either 1 money, 1 weapon, or 3 food gets sent to one of these fields here. So if I trade then a food for a money in the black market, then I'd have 2 money at the end of this turn, and I can go and build a chemist lab, which I need to win the game. Of course, we also need weapons, and that's a whole other thing. So we've got to draw. This guy's going to fence, but there's always someone there, so he's going to Pont du Nord, and now there's no way that they can block both of our exits. So that's great, because it means we can go and do whatever we want. I think that's the best thing to do. If I go here, I'm thinking about going here too and getting like a free weapon, for example. So I can get 2 airdrops in 1 turn. But then if they pull Pont Levesque, then this guy is trapped, and I'm done for. I think I'm going to go hire a guy. Let's go hire a guy, and let's see what this is. It's Radio B, and it is the Grosser. Okay. That's so. I mean, again, we can still trace a way back. And I could have gone here, but we weren't to know. So that's fine. We're going to spend a food to hire another worker at the cafe. We're going to spend a medicine, which I know is we need, but we're not there yet, so we might as well. So we're going to spend a medicine, get a cash. Unfortunately, it pulls our morale down whenever we use the black market. And then we're going to order an airdrop, and the airdrop is going to send us cash to this field, and we're going to pick that up next turn. Clean these guys up. We're still only drawing... oh, no, we're not. We're drawing now 4 patrols next turn. Oh, and if we've got 4 workers, so yeah, we would have anyway. So that's okay. We've got equal workers and patrolmen. Oh, we need to move the day. I always forget. And this looks good. We're going to send this guy out here, obviously, and let's see where this first fella lands. Radio A. Now what do we need? We need weapons, and we need medicine again. Maybe I'll make a little chain up this way again, and go to the factory. No, I'm gonna go to the doctors. I'm gonna make a chain to the doctors. Fence. Oh, yep. Okay, good that I didn't go up there then. And we're gonna go to the doctors here to get some medicine. Patrol goes to Pont Levesque, and because we are already there, he goes to the black market. And now we've got a 4th patrolman coming to join the party, and we are gonna go to. Well, we can't go here because he's blocked off. I suppose we can go get some more food, and we can maybe think about collecting some resources to get the poor district. Although, hang on. If we go here, we can actually build the chemist this turn. So let's do that, because why not? And he's got a chain back to our safe house. Pont Levesque, no. Pont du Nord is the backup, and that is turn. So we can claim any of these items in any order. So importantly, we can do this. Bring the money back from the field, put it into our inventory, then use this guy to spend it. So this guy comes back to our safe house. We pay 2 cash to build the chemist lab. Lovely jubbly. This guy's going to claim the medicine, which is fantastic, because we can go here next turn. And this guy, the lookout on the bridge, as always, just gets a pat on the back for being a very helpful worker. These guys get cleaned up, and we move on to day 5. We are a third of the way through our game. We are a third of the way through the mission, but I do feel like this is a nice movement towards success. I would like to note that we are about to lose some more morale, and as such, I am going to think about coming here pretty sharpish. So, what that might look like then is going to the grocer. So I've got the food portion. This guy's going to Radio B, which I don't care about. I'm going to go to the... I hate having to do this, but I'm going to go to Pont l'Evêque. He's going to go to the Poor District. I'm going to go to the Doctor, and they are going to patrol the Pont du Nord, which is fine. I'm going to go to the Chemist Lab, and they are going to go to Radio A. So we've made it through the deck again. No casualties this turn as well. And we're going to get some food from the grocer. We're going to call back our bridge man, get some medicine from the doctor, and also, very importantly, change some medicine into some dynamite. That is how chemists work. So, lovely. We've got a nice amount of supplies, and I'm feeling pretty decent that we've got a good shout at being able to sabotage this factory over the next few turns. Let's move this and move this. Our morale is down to 3, so we're going to need to get that up pretty sharpish. Again, we can come to the Poor District this turn, and I think that's actually going to be the first thing that I do, because I need to make it here anyway, so if I can make a little chain up this direction, that'll be grand. Let's give this a shuffle. You can see how tight and efficient this game is, right? You've only got a very few actions, right? We've got 15 turns, so even if I hired all of my people immediately, that's what is that, 15 times? I've got 60 actions in the entire game, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, because you're not doing actions every turn, or with every worker every turn, I should say. Sometimes you're just hanging out on the bridge, making sure that you're safe. Right, let's patrol, and he's going to the fence. Oh, that's annoying, because now I can't get to the... Now I can't get to the factory, so what am I going to do instead? I suppose I'm going to go to... I'm going to go to the bridge, and then I'm going to go to Radio, I think. Hopefully this isn't Radio A. It's Pont l'Evêque and it's Pont du Nord. That's fine. So we're going to go to Radio A. They're going to patrol Radio A and Rue Baradat. That's okay too. And then, where should we go now? Should we go to get some food? Or should we go to get some medicine? I need 3 weapons at the end of the game, which is a lot of weapons, quite frankly. But maybe we just work on some... Maybe we can work on some morale stuff. I'm just going to keep getting food, I suppose. So let's get some food... Oh, I need to patrol, sorry. Patrol to the fence, to Rue Baradat. Both of those are taken up. Oh dear, that's bad. Fence, full. Rue Baradat, full. Poor District, full. So once that happens, we have to revisit, and instead of patrolling, they are going to arrest. So, they can't arrest their own guy, they can't arrest their own guy, but when we get to the Poor District, they are arrested. Now, thankfully, thankfully, this little shield means that we can take this action before we're arrested. So we can do this and get some morale. However, this worker is removed from the game in its entirety, and thus we are left with three workers for the rest of the game. That makes me a bit nervous, but we're going to carry on. What do we need? We need weapons. Yes. Okay, that happened. We need weapons. We'll get an airdrop of 1 weapon from this guy, and we'll get some food from the grocer. And now I am nervous because we need at least 3 workers to get to here safely. So we're always going to have a break in the chain, and that is unfortunate. But we're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. Maybe we might need to have some weapons and start shooting some folks. I don't know. Day's gonna move over, and we're gonna go to. Oh boy. I mean, yeah, like one person should probably go to the field, but to be honest, fence. Okay, so both fences are done. So no one's going to go to the fence this turn, which is good. No patrol, I should say, is going to go to the fence this turn. So I don't need to be there either. Which means that they could still go to Rue Baradat, but that's okay if I can get down this way. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable in sending a guy to the factory. And hopefully we get some luck with the patrols. So Radio B is where the first one is going. Maybe I just shore up Pont l'Evêque just right away. And then I might send a guy to the doctor so he can get some morale with some medicine. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. Pont l'Evêque. Okay. So the second choice is the black market. You can hang out on the east side. That is fine by me. So let's send this guy to the doctor, and we've got another morale booster on its way. Third is the grocer, so they're getting a bit close to the safe house, but we don't mind about that. And then the fourth is Pont de Nord, and that is fine. So we've got some medicine from the doctor here. Our bridge guy comes back, and this fellow does another nice hard day's work, and we are ready to sabotage the factory. Lovely. Let's move on the day. Clean these fellas up. And you're probably getting the hang of this by now. There's a nice flow to it. You know, it's a very simple game. I mean, obviously there's not a lot of choices. Or that's not true. There's a lot of choices, but there's not a huge. There's not a lot of choices, but there's a large amount of strategy. Yes, that's I think what I'm going to go for. There's like the choices that you make mean something, and that feels important. Now then, do we try and do exactly the same thing again? Grocer, Radio B. So they've got one more Radio B card, and they've got no grocer cards. They've got a Pont l'Evêque card. No, they don't have a Pont l'Evêque card. They've got a fence card. No, they don't have a fence card. It's two fences, two Pont l'Evêques, Radio A. Oh, so this is a Radio A and a Radio B. Okay. We don't know what the second thing down there is. I'm honestly not sure. But if we went to Radio B and got ourselves some weapons, that might not be a terrible idea. Or maybe we go to Radio A and get ourselves some weapons. Now I'm nervous. I don't know what the second thing is. Right, so this is one of these is A, one of these is B, and I don't know what the second item down the list is on either of them. So, like, if I go to Radio B and they draw Radio B and the second item is Black Market, then I'm going to be really upset. So, maybe I just go and do this, and then see which radio they go to, and then we don't care. They're going to Radio A. So then if I go to... Yeah, I'm a bit nervous here, but I think if I go to Fence, they go to Radio B, and I go to Pont l'Evêque, we would be very, very unlucky if they got Rue Baradat and the Poor District. Wouldn't we? We'd be very, very unlucky. It's possible, but we'd be very, very unlucky. And hopefully we can complete this first mission. Because we're dropping off some bombs, and you better believe that we're going to make it count. So let's shuffle these guys up and see. And then we're only 2 weapons away, and maybe some morale away, from winning the game. So that's pretty good. I don't win this game very often, so if I can do it on camera, then that'd be great. Whoops. We've got 2 more patrols. Radio B to Rue Baradat. Oh gosh, please don't do this. Don't arrest me. Pont l'Evêque. Pont de Nord. Oh, okay, good. Good, 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 good. Actually, not just good, brilliant, because we have sabotaged successfully with explosives the factory, and the munitions factory is razed. That is done. We don't have any money to pay for weapons, so we're just going to sit at the fence, sit at the bridge, come back home, and pat ourselves on the back for a job well done. We've got one weapon waiting for us here. We need 2 more, and we're gonna be all right. We do move on the day, and we're getting down another morale, which is unfortunate. No increase in patrols, but we do need to be on 4 morale to win the game. So let's make that happen. Now then. Radio B. Radio B, Radio B, Radio B. Radio B. I could go to Radio B, get my weapon, and then maybe even as well do the Poor District. It's possible. Fence. You're fine up there. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense you're patrolling up there. Now there's been a giant explosion. This is making me nervous, but I'm going to do it, I think. I'm going to go to the Poor District. They are going to go to Rue Baradat, which is okay. Again, we haven't actually killed anyone yet, which is nice, because all of these are... we don't have any soldiers, I should say, so we're not losing any morale there either. Radio A. Knock yourselves out. And so now we can go anywhere safely, because they're not going to pull the black market, and they're not going to pull both the Grocer and Pont l'Evêque. So we can go to the Grocer and I think be okay. Oh my god, I had just about had a little heart attack. Not the Grocer, not the Poor District, but they can go and sit on the Doctor, and that is... Whew, we've escaped there just a little bit, I think. Made me a bit nervous, but we've done it. So, we can get some food from the Grocer, lovely jubbly. We can order another weapon to be dropped in the field. We're going to have to pick these up, because you can't leave more than one thing in the field for, you know, maybe not obvious reasons, but you don't want to leave a... They're going to get rusty if you leave them out in the rain, aren't they? And then we're going to give food and medicine to the Resistance, and we're going to gain some morale. So that is half decent. Next turn, let's go pick up some guns, and yeah, maybe we're about to finish this game off. So, you're going to go to this field, and the patroller's going to go to the Grocer. You, my friend... oops, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, we were already going to send him to this field, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. This third guy... I don't really want to send him anywhere. I can't hire anybody else. And now that Pont l'Evêque is our only route back, I don't really want to risk it. Like, you know, if I went up here and then they pull Pont l'Evêque, like, there's no good that's going to come out of that. And they do have a Pont l'Evêque card left. It's one of these two. So, absolutely, you are staying at home, and we're going to just draw the last 2 patrol cards. One of them is Pont l'Evêque, and we are good just taking a chill day. We're taking a nice relaxing day off from Resistance fighting. There's our weapons, there's our people all safely home, that's you guys cleaned up, and we're going to shuffle this again. Day 11, and we are pretty close, but we're not there yet. We need one more way to get down morale, and one more weapon. So I need to go to the Doctor, essentially. I think that's what I'm saying. I need to go to the Doctor, and I need to go to the radio. So I think we'll do 1, 2, 3, and hopefully make a little chain. Hopefully, if all our plans go well. So Pont l'Evêque for you, and Fence for you. Lovely. Doctor for me, and Fence for you. So Rue Baradat for you. Oh no, sorry, Pont du Nord for you, which is brilliant. Radio A for me. The Grocer for you. And where else? Radio B. Go on then. Off you pop. We're going to call in a weapon. Yes, I think we're going to do it. We're going to get some medicine from our doctor friend. Everyone's going to head back home. The day is going to tick over, so we're going to lose one more morale, which is unfortunate, but this is the turn where we're going to win, isn't it? I think we're going to win, because we're going to send a guy to get our gun. Pont Lefec. Okay. Okay, hang on then, hang on. We've got one grocer, 2 fencers and a radio. So I need to go to the grocer and the poor district then, pretty much. I want to shore this up to get home and go to the poor district to get my morale back up. So I'm going to go to the grocer first. No! Oh, you absolute gits. So we've got... They're going to the poor district, and that means I cannot. In which case, I don't have anything else to do I? No, I don't. I don't have anything else to do, so I'm just gonna stay home. And they are gonna pull radio B, and they're gonna pull radio A, and we're again all the way through the deck. So we're gonna start off next turn with. Well, and actually, next turn will be okay. We've got limited information, or we've got some information. So you're going to get some extra food for no reason, really. But it's good to have, I guess. And you're going to get an extra gun, which is brilliant. We're on day 13, so 2 turns away from the end. You guys are going to get cleaned up. And for us to win, we need to go right here. So that is where we're going to go. Pont Lefec is where they go next. So we're going to go to the grocer, and you best believe, if they get the black market, I'm going to be furious. Which they didn't. So we are good. And I think this means, at the end of this turn, we are victorious. Liberating the town. The Allies are pushing forward. If we rise up at the right time, our town can emerge unscathed. For that, we will need weapons and courage. By gosh, we've got it all. Pont de Nord and Radio B up there. We're going to turn in our medicine and our food for some morale. Morale is 4. We're going to get some more food as well, because why not, from the grocer. Everyone's back home, and the militia patrols are tidied up for the last time, because 3 weapons and the mission is successful. Oh, I feel pretty good about that. I don't often win this game, again, so to do it on camera is 1, fantastic, and 2, we actually did it it was pretty straightforward. We didn't have to, like, we only got 1 arrest, right? We lost our comrade, but he's okay. We got 1 arrest. We didn't trigger any soldiers, which is nice. Again, you trigger a soldier if you have to kill someone coming back home, which is sometimes necessary and sometimes not. Sometimes it's better just to have them arrested. And we managed to build a nice chemist so we can blow things up. We ended up with, like, everyone gets, well, not everyone, but we get to share at least 2 bottles of wine to end the game. Pretty good. I do hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me. Go check out, there'll be a link to the Kickstarter in the description. Go check out the Kickstarter on February 1st is when it launches, so next Monday, as time of recording. And yeah, go check it out. I can't recommend this game highly enough. It's just a nice, really compact, as you can see, very small, nice small footprint, easy to set up, easy to play, easy to get back in the box. And yeah, can't recommend it highly enough. If you do enjoy this video, please do drop a like. That helps out a massive amount. I've been reading about the YouTube algorithm quite a lot. I think the like is the best way that you can help the channel right now. So if you can smash the like button, that would be amazing, because I think it helps other people discover the videos. And hopefully that's, find a game that they like as well. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Come join us over on the Discord server. Let me know if you've played Maquis, if you're going to pick it up on Kickstarter. I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, that's it. That's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.